Hi everyone, for the second part of this series about creating the ZList component for ZStyle library, we are going to to insert the ZStyle props into the ZList, just like any other ZStyle components, which is the purpose of the library, using a single props with utilities for styling. So how it will work. So here I noticed in my FlatList here, but I don't know if you can see with the screen, but the scroll bar is basically very close to the text, and I would like it to be closer to the screen instead, to the edge of the screen. And basically, I have added some margin here, horizontal margin, to be able to have some space with the text, but this keeps the scroll bar stuck to the FlatList. So basically what I need to do here, so I can remove that, I believe. That will bring back the text stuck to the edge. And basically what I want to do instead, so is adding the style to the FlatList directly. So that will be traditionally something like that with some padding horizontal of 20 pixels units. I'm doing that. Does it work? No, it doesn't work, because if I go to my ZList component here, so basically the only props that I'm passing are the data and the item component. Custom component. I have any other props passed to the ZList component are not captured yet. So basically what I'm going to do is add this spread operator with the rest of the props. And at the bottom of the FlatList, I'm going to add them this way. Sorry about that. So by doing so, here now I'm able to pass any props that are not listed specifically into the object destructuring here, will be passed automatically with this rest operator here, so which means that the style components now goes directly into this rest spread operator. Like so. Now, if I look at this, you see that the scroll bar, so I got my padding on the text, but the scroll bar stays at the edge of the screen. So exactly the behavior that I wanted. So now the idea is about to transform this style component by changing it with a ZStyle approach, which will be to use this px20. So the x meaning the horizontal, so padding horizontal of 20 pixels, 20 units, and getting rid of that with a much shorter syntax with the utilities. So if you go to the ZStyle file, you look at the padding here, so it's coming directly from here. So any padding that you add here, for instance, if I am to add 80 units here, going back to my app and adding 80 here, this should be able to, so obviously this won't work for now, so I'm going to leave it like that. Changing the data, so I have no more padding at all. Now, the idea is that under the React Native ZStyle library, I've already created the ZFlatList, which is using, so it's basically so I'm using a FlatList, obviously, with a ref component, compiling all the ZStyle. So I'm accepting the ZStyle props here, which is empty by default. I'm taking it in there. I'm splitting the string of utilities that you have entered under these props, and passing it to an options component here to check if it exists and it's doing its work. You can check the detail of how it works exactly. It's under GitHub, it's an open source project, so no problem to check. I'm not going to go into detail on the way that this style is working, it's not the purpose, but just to let you know that the ZFlatList already exists under this library. So basically what I'm going to do now, going back to the ZList, is instead of using the FlatList from React Native, I'm going to use the ZFlatList from ZStyle. So here, I'm changing it here, like so. So now I have my ZFlatList that will accept the ZStyle props that I'm passing on my components here. And since the ZFlatList from ZStyle components, so I forgot the Z. Since this ZFlatList is already implementing the ZStyle props, by default, what I have saved earlier should be able to make it happen. So if I save it here, obviously it doesn't work. Why? So I have passed my ZStyle, I have my ZFlatList here. If I make another refresh, yeah, here you go. So now I have 80 on each side of the flatlist in terms of padding. Going back to my app.js, putting back my 20 as it was supposed to be, like so. Now I have the same behavior than before, but implemented with the ZStyle pattern. So I'm just going to clean up a little bit. So going back to my ZStyle, I don't need this utility pattern, so I need to keep it. And this is it for the implementation of the ZStyle props into the ZList component. Hope you liked it, and see you for the next video.